you're going to be paying a lot for the new car. So one of the biggest tricks, especially when you're young, your age, is to avoid a new car for as long as you can. Just get the best car that you can for the amount of money that you can buy that car for. Okay? Hopefully, as you start making more money and saving more money, then you can move up in car. So you don't have to buy a beater forever, but you certainly don't need a brand new car. They depreciate very quickly. Okay? You have a lot of that. How many of you have student like that? Be honest. Okay? It's difficult. And it's difficult to manage that. But when you have money coming in this route, okay, it's a lot easier to budget it for paying off your student debt. And guess what? There's no requirement, even though the government says you can pay off that student debt over the course of 10 years, there's no law that says it has to take you 10 years to pay it off. Okay? Some people think that there is, but the reality is if you can, squeeze a little bit below here, pay it off faster, then if you pay it off in 5 years, then 5 years later, you have all of that money, that additional money, and you got that Sally Mae out of your pocket. Okay, anybody who gave student debt here, okay? Same is true for credit cards. So if you have credit card debt, avoid that. By the way, you don't need, even though people will talk about credit reports and taking out loans and all of this so you can eventually buy a home, there are no laws that say that you have to do that, and there are actually programs that say that if you're a good saver and you save your money and you pay cash for it, you may not have a credit score that certain banks will look for and stuff to lend you money for a home, but there are ways that you can do it and just prove that you're in the job qualification. Okay. Save, give, and spend. With whatever you have left over, you can save it, put it in your rainy day. You can spend it on something that you want, or you can give it. And you should do a little bit of both. Okay? And what I would say, especially if you're young, if your parents need the money and you can help them, that may be better than giving it to a charitable organization. Okay? Just remember that when you give them the money to help them, you're helping them along on to meet their goals. You're not trying to subsidize them for the rest of their lives. Okay? You don't want them to be dependent on you, but if they've helped you get to a point where you're at, then that may be a way of doing it. Another, for instance, is if you have a younger sibling who's trying to go through college, and you can help fund that, then that may be a good use of that money. Okay? Don't co-sign a loan. I'll just leave it at that. I apologize because I probably ran longer than
No, you're good. I've got one slide that won't take 5 minutes, I promise. So
okay.
We'll get right to that. So how do you guys feel? I mean, is it overwhelming? A lot of stuff you knew, stuff you didn't know?
Stuff I didn't know.
Okay, good. We touched one, we did a good job. All right, guys. So the last thing I want to talk about here is building your brand, right? Me Incorporated, right? As Dave Ramsey would say. So identify what your product is, right? And when I say identify your product, that means what are you good at? What do you bring to the table? And what makes you different, right? And so whether you're the project person, whether you're the most awesome graphic designer ever, whether you're the best engineer, whatever it is that you do, right, make it you, make it what you're known for. When you start that job, whatever it might be, get in there and kick butt from day one, right? Build your brand from day one. That's how you get your networking, that's how you move up, that's how you go where you need to go. Don't waste any time, right? Identify what your core values are. What are the things that are important to you, right? And make sure people know that, right? I want people to know that I have integrity, right? I'm going to do the right thing even when it's hard. And people at work, I think, know that already. When they come to me with these weird situations, I'm like, you really should talk to your boss. I'm not sure why you're asking me, right? But I do know why they're asking. They're asking because they know I'm going to make the decision that I think is right for both the company, me, well, the employee who's making the decision, and the customer, right? What are your passions, right? What is it that wakes you up in the morning and you're willing to leave your family, you're willing to go, get dressed, take a shower, do all that stuff, so you can go do this for some amount of money, right? What is your passion? Identify what that is, so you can make that part of the plan. What are your talents? And understand that talents are different than passion, okay? I'm very talented at math. I absolutely hate it, okay? I do not like doing math. It's not my passion. It's my talent, it's not my passion. So, identify those two things and be able to understand that there's a difference, right? What do you want to be known for? And whatever that is, make sure that you're working towards that as part of your plan, right? And then how do you sell yourself within these talents and passions? And so when you're talking to people, when you're in front of the right people, do you have that 30-second elevator pitch to say, look, I'm really passionate about what I do, and here's what I'm talented in, and this is why you should hire me. This is why I want to move up. This is why I want to work for your organization, right? Build your brand. And understand that a brand is like any other brand, right? When we talk about CEO embezzling, that hurts the brand. So when you do something bad, that's your brand. So for you guys on Facebook who have pictures of you drinking, playing beer pong, doing drugs, hopefully not, all that kind of stuff, get that stuff off your Facebook. Okay? Get this stuff off your social media. When you post really, really terrible things, right? Get that off your Facebook because that's your brand. Understand that your credit report is also your brand. A lot of jobs look at that stuff, right? Your criminal record is part of your brand. So if you get a DUI, right? If you get caught doing something you shouldn't be doing, that's part of your brand, which makes it much harder to accomplish the plan. And so work every day to build the brand. All right? And with that, guys, my email is up here. If you guys have any questions, I put that picture because anyone who knows me, I'm huge at dressing up for Comic-Con and things like that. So, I have quite a few pictures of that. So, please feel free to email me with any questions. If you want me to take a look at your resume, I'd be more than happy to look at it. And I'll give you pointers the best I can. With that, do you guys have any questions for either myself or Chris?